Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie. Kontynuujemy temat drewna księżycowego w Domidrewno i kontynuujemy go z nie byle jakimi gośćmi. Jest z nami sam pan Erwin Thoma, czyli autor całej tej technologii Holz. Jest też z nami pani Maria Gritsch, która jest, i tutaj muszę się posłużyć kartką, bo to jest prezes firmy Domidrewno 100, oficjalny partner Holz w Polsce, wydawca książki. No i pomysłodawca i tak naprawdę inicjator całego tego sympozjum, które odbędzie się już jutro tutaj w Wieliczce. Znaczy nasz film będzie trochę później edytowany, ale o sympozjum Was informowaliśmy. Mr. Thoma, I'm so happy you find time to talk to us and we have possibilities to make this interview. Thank you very much. That's the third time we take up the subject of moon harvested tree in Domidrewno. That's why I'm not going to ask you why this is all started, when, why, whatever. The first and the main question is, how are you?
Thank you. I'm very fine and very happy to be here in this region.
I'm wondering, do you feel you are changing the world? After 20 years of experience, have you noticed any changes in people's awareness regarding the solid wood advantages?
Yes, when I look today to the things we could do in the last 10 years, I'm surprised that it was possible to change so much, because this was not our intention. When we started, we couldn't calculate to make a big change. The only thing we could do is to try to do our best, to do what we can for a better way of building, for a better way of working with nature and material, finding a closer connection with nature, and do at the same time modern engineering and finding a better state of the art in engineering and building. And that was the point of our start. And today, yes, when I look what we could reach and what we could do,
You're satisfied?
Happy and satisfied, yes.
Okay.
That's your question now?
Yeah. The moon harvested wood has a lot of advantages, and we know about this. So why people is so how to say it?
Why they disagree? Why they fight with this knowledge, with all those facts?
So obvious, but they fighting. They trying to catch some.
Yeah, the subject is so controversial.
Yeah.
I think this is just controversial when it comes new to a market. It was the same in the German-speaking part of Middle Europe, in Austria and Switzerland and Germany in the first years. And today it's not controversial there. Because
it's still in Poland, believe me.
In Poland is
I believe it,
crazy.
But I know it was 15 years ago. In our country it was the same. And then we got the very, very interesting and very perfect research which was started at the university in Zurich in Switzerland at the ETH, and they could show on a serious scientist base how it works, what is the advantage, and what happened in the tree. And this was a quite interesting research, and yes, I would say in the German-speaking world of woodworking, it's not a big thing today, because it was published in international scientist newspapers. This Professor Ernst Zürcher, who led the work, printed a very beautiful book about it, beside my books, and so in our country the discussion is finished. Okay. But I know when we started it at home, it was the same thing, and this is I think it is a little bit a change of culture, because after the Second World War, we have seen a progress in research of wooden product, which was driven nearly only by the chemical industries. And it is a big business to
That's right.
give poison on the tree and tell people that you need this Holzschutzmittel in German, this poison, to make it sustainable and to get a durability. But the truth is, and we know it from all human cultures on this world, in every continent, we found in historic periods this knowledge. The truth is that as soon as you understand the rhythmic from tree, you don't need any chemical protection of wood. You get better results. You get a durability during centuries with this natural way, like moonwood, the harvesting at the right time. But this alone is not enough. As you know, you have to combine it with good construction, and you need a chain of quality, not just one part of the chain. And only when you reach the whole chain, you get a good result.
Okay.
You proved that the wood should be cut in the right time, yes? In the right, in winter, in the right position of the moon. So I can say that all other terms means the waste of material, the waste of money, the waste of energy, the waste of time. Why people do that? At the end of the road, they still have the worst wood, the worst material, but they still cutting not in the right time, comparing to your philosophy, not philosophy, but to your proofs, knowledge.
Our challenge, our big challenge, is not to look to the moon and found an ideology about moon. This is not our target. Our target is that we have to find that we need to find new solutions of building industries, because we have big problems. We see big problems today in the way how we build our houses. The building industry is that part of the industry that takes every day most raw materials out of the earth. And the building industry worldwide is that industry that makes the most waste of all human beings. We know that about 60% of all waste that is produced by people on this planet is produced by building industry. Okay. So in that part of our economy, of our economic working, it's very important that we find a way back to circular economy. We have to find a way that our grandfathers and people before them, they did it. You know, the very old houses from wood, from stone, they were constructed in a way that you can use it again and again.
Yes,
They were constructed in a way that these houses didn't leave any waste. And if you look to modern houses, they are a Sondermülldeponie in English. This is a storage of poisoned and dangerous waste, and that could not be a good way in future for us, for our children and for our grandchildren, for the next generations. And that is the big challenge and the target we should have all together. We have to find a way that we can find in a healthy and modern and good way, that we can find a good life connected to the nature. This is the only possibility we have. Look, we have seen in the last 20, 30 years how this big country in the world, how China made a modern state. They built a lot for the infrastructure. They built houses, big cities, the whole infrastructure new. And they did it in a conventional way. They did it with concrete, with steel and with glass. And we have today very important research work and facts that the next country, the next part of the earth who will do the same is India and Africa. And they have no chance to do it in the same way because we don't have enough fossil energy, we don't have enough raw material for concrete and steel if they want to do the same like China. So the human people on this planet, we came today to a situation that we have in that situation we have no other chance as to find a circular economy, as to find sustainable raw materials, new raw materials. We have to do the same what we can see every day in the forests. In the forest, everything that is need for life there grows out of the soil,
Yes.
is driven by the energy of the sun, and makes no waste.
Yeah.
The whole economic there protects the basic of life. It makes it better. It is cleaning the water, cleaning the air, and makes a better soil for the next generation. And this is the way this is the target, this is the plan we have to find in a modern economic, in a modern industry. We have to find back to circular economic without waste. We have to find back to building that brings the whole life energy, the health from all plants, from this wonderful planet into every house, into every small room where a little child is sleeping, into every hospital, every school. It is crazy that we are building schools, kindergartens, and all these things with materials that makes people sick. That's absolutely crazy. We know today from big scientist research, for example, from the medicine university in Graz, that our organisms, our body is quite healthier when we spend our time in wooden buildings, but in wooden building without any chemical addition, without any glue and Holzschutzmittel. I have no English word for it. Sorry. This poison protection materials. You know what I mean?
Tak, impregnaty i inne materiały.
Yeah. That's what we have to do. We have to go back to nature and make this important connection and make and take this great gift we get every day from nature into our life. That's what we have to do. So the moon timber is just a little part for it because it's a possibility to build houses for centuries without chemical additions. That's the only thing from moon timber, and that's the old tradition.
Yeah.
And we see that this old knowledge from people from the centuries before us becomes important again today.
Yeah.
But we have not only the problem of durability to solve, we have also a lot of technical problems. For example, fire protection, because wood is a burning material, but wood is always burning when it is thin and surrounded by air.
Yes.
Then it burns perfect. When you have a thick block and you put it to the fire, it does not burn. Never ever. And the heat cannot go into the material. So all the people in the firearms, they know when, for example, a hall with steel construction is burning,
Yes.
they cannot go in. It's too dangerous because in the heat the steel is melting, and nobody knows when. Suddenly it breaks down. The same is with concrete. If you have a wooden construction with very thick beams, not a thin construction, a solid, a massive construction, you can do what you want. It's we have in all certifications and in all in allen Versuchen, in all certifications, we get better results in comparison to steel or for concrete ceilings. That sounds crazy in the first moment, because everyone is thinking, okay, concrete is not burning and wood is burning, and wood should be better? How can this work? But in the experiment, in the labor, you can show with in the real situation, when you burn with 1000 degrees to big walls, you can see that a wall with 20, 30 centimeters, you get easy the certification degree from F120 or 180. That means 120 or 180 minutes, or when it's thinner, 90 minutes, absolutely protected against every fire, with every temperature. And that's funny. Or another big issue, we have to build houses which are warm in winter and cool in summer without any external energy need. So energy independent houses.
Yes.
And everyone will say, okay, it's clear that we cannot go on burning oil and gas in future for warming our houses. This oil is too expensive, and we have to save it for more intelligent things than to burn it down. But what did we do in Middle Europe in the last 20 years? For saving heating energy, we have seen a big campaign that did on all outside walls polystyrol, and it is so stupid. The intention was good to have a better thermal insulation at the houses, but this material polystyrol, it is crazy. It is a big poison. In the polystyrol, we have some additions, chemical additions. You can show it today in every German mother in her milk when she gets a baby. Can you imagine that?
No.
And nobody can tell you how to bring back this polystyrol to a natural circle. Es ist Sondermüll. It's crazy to do such things and to tell the people we have to do it to save the environment. It is crazy. And in this time, we have started to build the first houses which are 100% energy independent, warm all the winter on themselves, without any thermal insulation in the wall, just wood, 30 centimeters, 35 centimeters. We've built these houses up to the polar circle in Scandinavia. It works everywhere, also in Siberia we did it, just with wood growing in the forest. And these houses are 100% independent. We have a lot of houses, hundreds, with scientist documentation and evaluation through years. It is possible. That's what the nature is offering to us. And that is now I come back with a long way, so I come back to your first question, why are people so have a problem with such things? When we see the big offer from nature, we can forget all this business of milliards with
That's right.
chemical industry and building industry.
But I'm afraid that everyone now, not everyone, but most of the companies think they concentrate on money. They couldn't earn enough
It's
to
a huge lobby. The huge companies who are producing chemicals, materials, foil, some impregnants of wood for wood, etc. And suddenly they realize that people don't need it. People don't need all these highly payment materials. They just need solid wood from forest, and that's it. So I think here is a problem that all this disinformation on in Polish internet is not nie przypadek. It's not a
coincidence.
It's not a coincidence. It's special.
We see it everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Everywhere in the world we see a lot of disinformation and campaigns.
That's right.
To keep the old model, because when you have a political or economic view at these possibilities, then you see that the local economy is quite better when you have more added value with the local raw material, wood from the local forest. So you have quite more jobs with a local production of houses. I mean local, for example, Polish houses from Polish wood.
Yeah.
That's local. In comparison to ship a lot of chemical materials all over the planet. And this is for me it's not a question if we can change it or not. This is for me not the question, because we have no other chance than to change it. The question is just how comes this change? How much problems must we get in future until we are ready to change? And it would be beautiful if we learn it earlier on ourselves, to make a healthy house for your children, to make a healthy school for your village, to make a healthy hospital for your region, for your district, and so on and so on. And that's what we are doing. And on the other side, I'm very optimistic, because when we started lonesome, and we have built just in the last 10 years thousands, quite more than 1,000 projects in 33 countries of this world. I started with small houses. We have built at the least an 11-floor municipal building, an office building in Netherlands, in Holland, in the town Venlo. In this building from wood, 11 floor, are working 1,500 people, and the community of the town, they have an evaluation of the inside air, of all technical values, of thermal insulation, of the energy need, of fire protection, and everything is documented. They have amazing good values of the quality of the inside air. It's amazing. When you imagine with traditional materials, with plastic, with concrete, with all these things, you have the whole body, all people which are working there, they are under pressure. Their health is always a little bit under pressure. They are always a little bit stressed. We have in this life stress enough. We all have to do our job. We all have to manage our life. This is hard enough. So we should make friendship with the nature, with the forest, with the tree, and understand how great this nature is organized from the my English is not so good, sorry. As soon as we can see that, we are only winner. And the biggest winner are our children's and the next generations. And that's what we should do.
I have no further questions. You said so many important things. I've got a question.
From our viewers, maybe, about
Yeah, the spruce wood you mostly use is the best for your technology.
Or
Spruce?
did
Is
you
it-
try
no,
with
no,
other species?
no. You can use a lot of species. We
But
use
to build houses?
we use spruce and fir and pine because around our sawmill is growing a lot of it,
Okay.
and we use that. What is growing local,
Yeah.
but you can use for sure all of these conifer trees, also the Nadelholz. And we have also done some experiments and bigger experiments with some of leaf trees, different leaf trees, and it works too.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can do that all over the world because there is a technical thing when you have a glued connection. It's a higher, höherer Anspruch.
Jakieś wyższe oczekiwanie,
And,
wysokie oczekiwanie.
Yes.
Expectations.
Yes, and higher expectation for the same wood. And if you have mechanical connection, like we do,
Yeah.
we have all mechanical connections, you have more tolerance, and you can combine different kind of woods easier, and it's better for construction.
Even if on one wall, yeah.
Also
Different-
on one wall, and also different elements and so on.
Okay.
So we can use more or less everything.
I've got another question from our viewers. Where can we find a calendar? When was the right time to cut the wood? And maybe you, Maria, will tell us. Any plans with another book to translate into Polish? Because I know that you've got it in your book, yes?
In my last book,
Your last-
we printed the calendar for the next 20 years. And I hope that it will be published soon, also in Polish. I know that our publisher is working on it together with a Polish publisher, and I hope that it comes soon.
I'm waiting for that. Okay, so the last question, I think, because it is so interesting that we could spend here hours to talk and to listen. Do you find any time for your passion, hobby, or anything beside
Yes.
your work? I know that your
Yes.
work is your passion. I know, but
Yes.
something else?
I'm
free
not
time?
a workaholic. I spend a lot of time at home at my little farm. It's a very little farm. We have mother sheep there, with this small one, and 3 horses. So I start every morning in the barn, feed the animals, and then I come back to the house, take a shower, and go to breakfast. And that's wonderful.
My husband wanted to ask you if you have any favorite hand tool, but you're
do
not
you-
a carpenter, yes? Yeah.
Yeah, but do you find time to work with wood? You know, the handwork.
When I work with handwork, I work mainly in the forest. So I don't work like a carpenter,
Yeah.
but I love it to work in the forest. Last week I have planted 300 woods because in spring is planting time.
What about your back?
No, it's
This is still
great.
working.
I love it to take them in the earth to look if it's enough water for it and find a good place for everyone. It's like a meditation. It's like praying to the nature to plant woods. It's great, but I also harvest it if it's time. It belongs together, and I love this work. If I work, of course, when in planting I'm pretty good. In harvesting, I know the young people are faster than me, but that's okay.
So you're a happy person.
Everyone has to build his own happiness. And you know what the most important thing is? Everyone is happy who is able to follow his heart.
We followed our heart and we followed our road. That's why we came here, and we are so happy that we have possibilities to talk to you, to meet you, Maria. Because of Maria, we have a chance to meet Mr. Thoma. Thank you very much.
She brought me here.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for coming.
No, it's a pleasure for us. So, bardzo Wam wszystkim dziękuję za uwagę. Film był długi, ale temat jest bardzo ciekawy i nie można go skrócić, więc musicie nam wybaczyć.
Ja na sam koniec dodam tylko, że jednym z takie motto przewodnie również Pana Tomy jest dzielenie się wiedzą i doświadczeniem. Zgadnijcie, co mamy pod logotypem Domidrewno od samego początku. Dziękujemy bardzo za uwagę i mam nadzieję, że do zobaczenia jeszcze nie raz w towarzystwie Pana Tomy.
Dziękujemy bardzo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.